Hello and welcome to Motors for the Masses, and today we're going to be looking at some cars that really should have been made exactly as the concept suggested. So let's roll the intro and get cracking. Now, first of all, we're going to start small, and that is with the Honda E. Now, where this car does look similar to how it was first drawn, it has been given a more softer look, and that is the issue I have. Now, the Honda E is a funky looking car. Love the look of it. It's got a great funky little side profile, like the little lights at the front. It's cute, it's cool, love it. Okay, the range on them is pretty rubbish and the price is pretty high, but it is a cool looking car. However, that's not how it was originally drawn to look like, and this is what it should have come out like. I mean, that looks awesome. You've got the bigger flared arches, the much bigger wheels, which just looks so much cooler. You've still got the round lights at the front. You've still got the Honda emblem. You've still got the same sort of overall-ish shape, but it had sort of a modified Mark 1 VW Golf look to it, and that looked phenomenal. I'll tell you what, if they ever want to bring back the Golf, that is what it should come back as, because that is epic, although they can't now, because obviously then they'll be done for copywriting Honda. But look at that. That is just epic. You've got see what it is? It's a similar shape, but with the bigger wheels, the bigger arches, and only a two-door. It just looks fantastic. I love the look of this car, as it should have been, and I think they would have sold a lot more if it came out looking like that rather than what it did. I mean, now it just looks sort of quirky and sort of cute rather than mean, menacing, cool and awesome. You know, that's just my opinion, but that's what I think. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about that. Now, whilst we're on this subject, I'm just going to draw your attention to this. This is the Honda Sports EV, which, again, a concept drawing, but if it came out exactly like that, epic, brilliant. Apart from the fact that it's electric. But look at that. It's got a sort of a Jag-esque, Aston Martin-ish, Mercedes AMG GT type vibe about it. It just looks really, really cool. I love the look of that, and chances are it's going to look nothing like it when it comes out, and I don't understand why they do it. So then let's move on to the next one, and it's actually quite a recent one, and it's this. The Audi NSU EP4. I mean, look at it! It is epic. Look at that. It's got sort of a Triumph Dolomite-ish type vibe to it. However, its design is based on this, the 70s Audi Prinz, P-R-I-N-Z, Prinz, if you will. I mean, that was a cute little car back in the 70s, and as I say, not too dissimilar to a lot of other cars of its ilk. But what they've done with it is just made it very recognisable as the old car. But look at it, it's awesome. Look at that, it's a brilliant looking car. It's got that 60s, 70s vibe still going on it, but it's very, very modern, very chunky, sort of a, I want to say a Bath Fiat 131 look to it as well, but it's just epic. But again, is it really going to end up looking like that when it hits the road? No, because it's a concept car. And what is the point of making concept cars look so awesome if they're not actually going to make it? Now, I understand that a lot of the ergonomics and the mechanicals and the technology that goes into making these road cars has to change, but why do they have to change the looks? I mean, surely nipping and tucking on a few wheel arches doesn't make that much difference, surely. I mean, unless I'm wrong, I'm not a mechanical engineer, but it just doesn't make sense how they make something look so unbelievably awesome, and then when it comes out, it's just like this weak, feeble effort version of what they originally designed as being immense. And with that in mind, I want to move on to this. Now, this has an 80s Japanese drift car vibe to it. Look at this. This is the Hyundai Envision 74 concept. Now, you could argue that it's got a sort of an 80s DeLorean look about it, but obviously it's not a DeLorean. It is based actually on this, the Hyundai Pony Coupe. Now, that's got sort of a 60s, 70s vibe about it, but of course something you might see on Thunderbirds or Captain Scarlet or something. And it is quite in keeping with the design of the old 74 car, which is why it's got the Concept 74 in the name. But look at it, it's just epic. You've got this massive spoiler on there, you've got all these sort of bits hanging off it like it should be a drift car, or that it's just been stolen by Marty McFly and flown back to the 1980s. But of course it's a concept car, so will it look anything like that when it comes out? I very much doubt it. If it's ever released, of course, because concept cars don't always go into production. And when they do, they're quite often unrecognisable from the concept, as we're discussing at this point. So yes, bring it out, but like this. Not like some blobby blancmange that isn't going to look anything like it. Which brings me on to this. Now, at this point, I do want to point out that I understand some of these pictures are renders, but the renders are awesome, and they should build them. But also the concept cars, some of these are pictures of actual concept cars that have been released and are out there, but they don't actually make them, or they don't make them anything like what they should do, and they really, really should. So yes, this one. This is the Renault 5, or the Alpina Renault 5 Turbo look-alike electric concept thing based on the Renault 5 looks, but nothing like it. So here is the original 1985 Renault 5 Turbo 2 Evolution. Look at it. Epic, brilliant. A bit better than the standard Renault 5 Turbo, simply because it's got these massive flared arches that just look bonkers. I mean, here is the original bog standard Renault alongside the new reborn design. And you could look at that and think, oh, is it a Clio? Perhaps. But no, it is the Renault want-to-be new concept version of the Renault 5. If they ever bring it out, hopefully, possibly, maybe, never, who knows what's going on. However, will it look like this? Will it actually come out looking like this? Or like this? I think what they do with these concepts is they put bulging bodies, big, wide, flared wheel arches, massive wheels to fill those arches, and then when it comes out, they've got these little coaster wheels and scaled down wheel arches, and it just looks a bit meh. I don't know why they do it, and it really does infuriate me. They must spend millions on developing these concept cars and loads of money on advertising. Look at this concept, look how awesome it is. And then when you get the other one, you go, couldn't be bothered to make that. Do you want this instead? No, we don't. We want that. We want to get outside, look at our car and go, oh my God, I just want to get in it and drive it. It just looks immense and awesome. Instead we get in and go, see what I ended up with. You know, it's just that kind of mentality, and I don't get it. So yes, this is what we're probably, most possibly, maybe going to get, and it's just not good enough. Which brings me on to the Marmite finale. Now, I understand people like modern and funky, etc, 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 but they don't necessarily like reinventions of what I classed, and I do believe a lot of other people, as really, really cool. And this, I think the original was unbelievably cool looking, and that is this. The Peugeot 504C. Look at it. as a younger model car, it was superb. Very Pininfarina, very Ferrari-esque, very similar to the Ferrari 412 of its day, which was, again, a Marmite car for them. However, this is what it's imagined as. Look at it. It's just epic. Very, very similar to the original design, but very modern inside as well as out. All the interior is sort of modern and funky, but it also sort of disappears into the dash because the car can drive itself, apparently. I don't necessarily agree with that. But yet again, it's a concept car that we may or may not ever see. And I can guarantee, if it does come out, it won't look anything like as cool as that. But there we go. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below whether you think that they're right in what they do. I understand ergonomics have to change, design has to change, because obviously all the aerodynamics and everything, all the gubbins they have to fit in, but they made the car originally with all these bulges and God knows what on it to look like that. What do they actually have to physically change that drastically ruins the look of the car? Please let me know. I'd love to know. And if you've got any more comments on this, then let me know those also. So I'll be back in the next episode with more bikes to review, so stay tuned for that. And until next time, please ride and drive carefully, but have fun. Bye-bye.